But here we are, first lap. Typical already jumping out there. Got the 6 of Bob Drew right behind him, and you can see him in that Oscar Mayer car. And Bob Drew making his first start here in the Ruthless Racing Series. And there's the 43 of Lando behind him. And these three have seemed to pull out to a little bit of a lead. Shepard in fourth in that 48. And I believe that's Project 62 running fifth. So you see the 4 of Bad Martin already having issues. And now there's Trav back a point ahead. So we're going to be watching this battle all night, as this is a 1-point battle at the start of this race. Travis actually starting below the cut line once the green flag took off, but here he is battling for his spot. Here they are, door to door, early on from Iowa. Inside goes to 3. Let's see what he's got for him. And slide job not going to be quite complete. Momentum going to go to the outside to Bob Drew, but can he hold it up there on the high side good enough to maintain this lead? Slide job coming from the 3, not going to be quite clear. Contact coming down the front stretch. And back into turn number 1, door to door, side by side once again. Oh, Bob Drew gets on that seam a little bit, has to let out of the throttle way too much. Typical going to jump out to a monstrous lead now. Got a lot of beating banging coming up out of 4 there. Trav Nation got a little loose, I think. Getting on that seam a little bit. Dan the Man goes way up, going to grab some wall, forcing it 3 wide with Hollywood. Trav Nation coming to the inside, gets a little quarter panel to 16. 16's able to keep it out of the wall. Trav Nation still hard on the inside. G-Dog able to pass Trav Nation through all that sequence of event. Oh my goodness. Got some beating and banging for a short track here at Iowa. Who's saying that this shouldn't be the regular season finale? This is a good track. Look out, we got a lot of door-to-door racing going on out here this evening. Got our new and improved overhead view here. 16, 17 in numerical order at the moment. Trav Nation lost a lot of spots there after getting loose earlier. We've got 3 laps remaining in stage number 1. As we kind of let this one get away from us. We have 34 laps in stage number 1. And we are down to 3 to go. As you can see, Bob Drew, gets down into the 16 a little bit. He's going to gather it, though. No grass this time by. Bad Martin looking real good there for the playoff standings, as he will finish many points ahead of Trav Nation after a second place finish in this stage, as we will come to 2 to go at the line. This time by, as Bob Drew had the lead at one point here in this stage, dropped all the way back. And there's Bad Martin taking 2 to go. As you can see, Typical right there. And he is out to a monstrous lead, as he is the whole backstretch ahead of the field. And Bad Martin is in second as he comes to take the white flag this time by. This will be the green-white checkered for the end of stage number 1 in the regular season finale at Iowa. This is the Ruthless Racing Series on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. And there is Typical, your stage number 1 winner. And not an uncommon scene here in the Ruthless Racing Series this season. Typical will be your stage 2 pole sitter with Dan the Man out there on the outside pole. And we are door to door coming back through for stage number 2. 31 laps here in stage number 2. As no pits will be required if we stay green. And Typical looking to do much of the same right now, as he is jumping out there to some kind of a lead. But Dan the Man wants to have something to say about that, as he was able to come back all the way to second place there in stage number 1. Bob Drew, the surprising drop back there after, I believe, starting second or third in his first start here in the Ruthless Racing Series. And Ruthless Racing will not be taking on any more drivers for the rest of the season, but Season 2 will start sometime after the beginning of next year. But that 3 looking to jump out to another lead, but we're not going to worry about that at the moment. Look at this backpack. Oh, Bob Drew around somewhere back here. Big, unfortunate event for him. We've got to watch this battling going on back here. Look at this mess that we've got going on. Hollywood back here in the mix of it. 43 looking to make all the moves he can. Lando needs all the points that he can get. Not finishing in the top 5 there in stage number 1 was not good. Oh, 16 in the 43 having all kinds of issues. As I don't know if that's going to be bringing out anything. Not sure what happened. 16 possibly got loose. A little too much bumper from the 43. Not really sure what's going on. And there's Trav Nation running about mid-pack. Got one grabbing some grass there. I believe that was the 17 of G-Dog. There is Jared. He is fighting for his playoff life tonight as well as he starts 12 up in the race. Trav and the 16 door to door banging off each other coming down the front stretch. 16 is going to get the better of that battle at the moment. Slide job from the 21, not quite complete. Dan the Man still in second, looking loose off that turn number 2. Second place, might mess around and catch him. So all kinds of issues here. Another seam grab by Dan the Man. Bad Martin needing all those points. He grabs some wall on the way through. And that'll be the end of stage number 1. So Typical is taking stage number 2. Typical is taking stage number 1 and stage number 2. It'll be Typical, Dan the Man, Bad Martin, Anxious Yeti getting the 4th position, and Shepherd rounding up the top 5. And yes, Typical is going to be starting on the pole right here again. Bad Martin on the outside pole though this time, as Dan the Man goes back to 3rd. And we're going to come into turn number 1. Got a lot of people jumping down into the inside. Project 62 thought about it a couple times. And everybody coming off that corner hot this time. And a lot of braking down into these turns as it takes to make these turns. And Typical out in that lead once again. Oh, 48 gets up there way high. There you hear it first. Might have Skew Car try and make that New Hampshire Oval race. So if you want to see Skew Car race, possibly next Tuesday. Typical is riding that high side, something we've not seen out of him this evening. Bad Martin holding on to second for the moment. As no caution so far, as I did see the 48 get around. Oh, he is around, a lot around. And there's the commentator's curse. As it's the minute I mentioned it, there was a caution. And that is Anxious Yeti and Shepherd. Unfortunate. 2 top 5 contenders here in stage number 2. Now wrecked out. Going to go green this time. 62 is going to get off to a good start and have the lead here early in stage number 3, as this is going to be a wicked restart, I do believe. We're going to have to go off the nose of the 62 to see what's going on here. As you can see, that backwards pack's going to slow up some of those faster guys and allow 62 and the 43 to kind of get out here and dance by themselves. Whoever that is. Oh, looks like Shepard succumbed to engine failure. So we'll see if that impacts his playoff hopes, as he does not have a win here. 21 of Trav did start 4th place to start this fiasco. Oh, 47 contact up into the wall, and they just going to keep coming. As 47, gets back out of it. 3 wide down the backstretch. 4 to the far inside. 16 in the middle. Oh, Seaman's there somewhere. Can he hold it? 16 does a good job. Gets out on the high side, getting above Trav Nation. Trav Nation's going to go back in. Oh, gives a hard bump to the 4. That's who he's fighting against tonight, and he gives him the bumper to go by. So already, stage 3 looking to not make any friends. And we'll see what Typical decides to do, as he will do the same. Pit this time. Alright. So we'll see what that means. We'll see what that means for Trav Nation. Because he needs that. He needs those laps back if he lost any. Got 27 laps remaining here in stage number 3. There we go. We got an anxious yet. He took no tires to lead. Was a mistake. Took right sides, man. Right sides. It's a good pit for our leader, so we'll see where he comes back out on the track. He is only in 2nd position. So, yeah, he's going to be chasing down the 17 of G-Dog, who is actually going to have to pit, but is a lap ahead. As you can see, they have already passed him back up, so Typical will be your leader when he comes back around, off of that 9.5 second lead when he had pit. Typical's trying to get through this lap traffic, and that's going to be taking the final lap right there. Typical, your winner, as we'll see him come back around